Cool.
Like,
Right on. What's up, Metal Summoners? It is so great to be back with you. You're kicking off the weekend just the way we like it, right in the middle of the week, celebrating your happy hump day right here with us. As always, we really appreciate you guys being so down for the cause, being down for the show. We do these great interviews thanks to you guys. You tune in every week. You've got great comments. You've got great questions. You show me and Angel a whole lot of love, and we really appreciate you guys for it. Speaking of a whole lot of love, we are super duper stoked for tonight's episode, as always, but especially more so. We've got an old friend and we've got a new friend, and we're going to collide them both this evening with you guys. So as always, you know this is your Island of Misfit Toys, and let's jump right into it. Let's have a little fun. Right back with us, joining us, numero uno, our first guest we ever had on TMS back when we were the M3 Summit, from Steven Adler and from Son of a Gun. We have got Ari Kamin joining us. How are you, brother?
Good. How are you guys?
Great,
Thanks
man.
for
So
having
great
me.
to have you. And as worlds continue to collide, playing with Son of a Gun next week, which is one of the catalysts for such a bitchin' episode tonight, we've got from Last Child, we've got Ralph Martinez joining the party.
Hello, everybody. Let's rock and roll, man.
Let's rock and roll. Absolutely. Well, first and foremost, I'm going to kick it over, and I'm actually going to kick it to Ralph a little bit first. Since we've had Ari a couple of times before, I want to get Ralph a little bit into the Metal Summit experience and introduce him to the fans. So again, Ari, Ralph, welcome to the Metal Summit. And Ralph, jump right in, my good man. Talk a little bit about what Last Child does.
Well, Last Child started around 2019, and we wanted to capture the essence of an Aerosmith show. So we wanted to get the look down, the sound down, the vibe down, the feel down. I mean, I live, eat, shit it, and breathe it. So, you know, that's what it became. And I took it on as an actor. The boys took it on as actors. We each learned our parts. We studied very, very hard. And we just want to get out there and give them the best Aerosmith show we can. We want people to walk out and be like, wow, these guys are really good, man. I had a good time. You know, that's what Last Child's about.
Right on, man. Absolutely. So now let me ask you this question, because we've had some tribute acts on before, but I don't know if we've necessarily posed this question quite so directly. So I'm going to throw it at you, because I think it's the right way to kind of bring it out to the fans. Because I love what you said in your answer, where you were talking about the performance, about eat, sleep, and breathing it and everything. So especially nowadays, tribute acts aren't exactly uncommon. In fact, it's awesome. Personally, I'm all about the experience. I think it's great. It doesn't make me love the original bands any less, but gives me the opportunity to enjoy those bands and those songs maybe on a more often, consistent basis.
Yes.
Now here's the thing. To do a tribute act that's really a tribute act that you really get into and really, act and perform for a crowd, you've obviously got to care about that band. So, I can't imagine that Aerosmith would be down low in your personal catalog of bands that you enjoy. I can only assume that they mean quite a bit to you. So please tell everybody, why Aerosmith? What about Aerosmith just struck you so hard to want to put together such a killer show about them?
Well, let's just say when I was very young, a very good friend of mine named Larry Dave, who was a singer, still is. Hey, Larry, in case you're watching. He showed me 2 albums, Toys in the Attic and Queen 2. And he said, Ralph, you got to listen to these 2 albums. I was a kid. So I said, all right. I put them on my LP, and I was blown away. And that didn't start it, but that was the seed in my head. So I went and I played in a lot of original bands because I was trying to get a record deal myself. And eventually, around 34 years old, I said to myself, you know what? I may not get a record deal. Let me play covers. I went out and did covers. I worked with a number of different bands, played a number of different genres of music. Rock, metal, top 40. I was an R&B band. And somebody asked me, hey, can you sing for my Aerosmith tribute band, who I was working with in different bands? So I gave it a shot. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do it because he's extremely hard to do. And I took a lot of out. I mean, for the first 2 years of doing it, first 4 years, I did not listen to anything else but Aerosmith. I so completely immersed myself in Aerosmith. I wouldn't listen to anything else but Aerosmith. And until I felt that I was getting more comfortable with it and I got to know it a little more. They were an interesting band. They were at the top of their game at the time. They came out again. People were really interested. COVID came out and people needed talent. And during that time, we were out there. We were out in the States playing all over these different states where we could. And these people really took to it. They enjoyed it. They loved it. And they were grateful for it. And that made me more grateful to do what I do because I saw the effect it had on these people. It wasn't just for me. It wasn't just for the band. It wasn't just for, could I say ego?
Yeah.
It wasn't just for that. It really was for the fans. It became for the fans more than ourselves. And that's when it became even bigger and people really took to us. And I formed a Facebook group and it just keeps growing and I keep in contact with the people and it's just about Aerosmith. They're an all-American band and that's really why I back them up. Especially now. They're great. They're just a great band. And so is Guns N' Roses.
Absolutely. 100%.
We're just, the guys in my band are very big fans and they're happy to be doing what they're doing. They never thought they would be doing what they do, and neither did I. It was a totally unplanned. It just evolved and evolved and evolved. And I just said to myself, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it 150%, just like anything else. Like if I was going for a record deal, well, now I'm going to be a great tribute band. So that's what I did.
Absolutely, 100%, man. And something a little bit fun for you. So, like, my day gig is working in a bar, working in a restaurant, and I'm also in charge, to a certain degree, of our bar program and our cocktail program. I actually currently do have a cocktail on the menu that I call Love in an Elevator. So the reason I bring that up is one of the things that was fun when I decided that I really wanted to do an Aerosmith cocktail. I mean, there's an amazing catalog of not only album titles but song titles, and I won't lie to you, man. The song titles in Aerosmith are very cocktail friendly. But now I say that on to you because what was it about Last Child that spoke to you for the name of the band?
It was one of my favorite songs, really. I wanted to call the band Lickin' a Promise, but I didn't think it was going to be so. I had to clean it up a little bit. Right. So Last Child was one of my favorite songs, and it just went from there. That's what it was, really.
Cool, man. Licking a Promise. I don't know, man. Licking a Promise on a flyer could be very unique.
I loved it.
No, that's awesome, man. 100%. Now let's bring in our other guy, our brother, our numero uno, who also came back at Metal Summoners, as you guys would remember, when myself, Steve, and Angel were brought into the M3 recently. We got to catch back up with our good guy, and we got him back again. Ari, thanks again for joining us, man.
Thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely. So before we get into Son of a Gun, why don't you just kind of fill everybody in at the moment on what's going on in the Adler camp?
This weekend we are playing Rocklahoma, and I'm super excited for that because it's going to be our first time playing there, and there's a great lineup, so I think it's going to be a party. It's going to be a good time.
Absolutely, man, 100%. And now we'll jump right into Son of a Gun, which for fans, if you missed it when I said it earlier or just aren't familiar, you are joining Ralph next week, playing a dual show together with Last Child and Son of a Gun. So why don't you fill ourselves in, as well as the Metal Summoner family and your fans, about Son of a Gun, what it is, and what your design around the project was.
Yeah, well, Son of a Gun started in 2012 in Argentina. So
That's
that was
right.
my my band back in Argentina, and that was the band that I was playing with when I met Steven, because Steven came to Argentina and he used Sign of a Gun to rehearse for the show with Guns N' Roses, and then we played a show at the Roxy in Buenos Aires. So Sign of a Gun was always like I don't know, like something special for me. And now that I'm here, that I'm living in LA, we decided to reunite the group, and we have our bass player from Argentina coming here to play with us, and our guitar player too. So it's gonna be like a really good experience for us, because we always dreamed to do that when we were playing in Argentina, and now we have the chance to do it here, and it's like a dream for us.
Nice.
And
That's
and for
awesome.
me, it's super cool because I get the chance to play a lot of songs that I don't play with Steven.
Mhm.
So it's super fun for me too.
Absolutely, 100%. Now,
And I'm super excited about this show because I'm a fan of Aerosmith, and I think Last Child does a great job, and Ralph is an amazing frontman. So I think it's
Thank
gonna
you,
be
brother.
super fun.
well, do me a favor. Myself, Steve, and Angel are going to give you guys a homework assignment. At some point at the show next week, you guys need to take a picture together so it can get sent to us so we can post it.
Yeah,
No
totally.
doubt, man. No doubt.
Yeah.
Absolutely, that's awesome. So, Ari, here's a follow up question for you before I bring in Steve. I find this just to kind of be an interesting thing. So, Son of a Gun, like you said, started in Argentina and
Yeah.
was your bridge to working with Steven.
Yes.
Now, when you have two projects that you work with, so passionately that both center around Guns N' Roses, do
Mhm.
you ever worry or ever get any kind of concern that you would ever burn yourself out on Guns N' Roses material?
Yeah, that's kind of a worry for me. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, but when I write my own stuff, it's not like Guns N' Roses, and my voice doesn't sound like Axel. So I'm writing a couple songs with my buddy Shawnee. He was gonna be here with me, but he couldn't make it. And yeah, we are writing stuff, and we have some like cool songs cooking in the cooking. So I think we're gonna be releasing a couple singles like before like the the end of the year. And when you hear them, you get. I mean, you will see that it doesn't sound like Guns N' Roses. So for me, that's the way that I want to do it. I don't want to like be the next Guns N' Roses. I want to do my stuff, my style, and I hope people like it.
No, man. I'm sure they definitely will, man. And that's awesome, man, because it definitely it's great to hear, but also very important to know that you're taking time for yourself, like taking time for Ari when it comes to like your musical creativity. And I'm sure that Ralph would agree on that.
No doubt. No doubt, man. Hey, Ari, you seem kind of young, man. You got a lot going for you.
Well, I don't know. I'm 37.
Well, it's younger than me, brother.
Yeah, but
Keep
that's what
going,
I
man.
like.
Keep going. Keep going. Don't hold back.
Yeah, but that's what I like about music. There's no age for music.
No,
Right.
definitely. 100.
Yeah.
Right. You've come a long way, man. From where was it again?
What?
Where'd you come from again?
Argentina, Buenos Aires.
Argentina. Yeah, that's what you said. Wow, man. Big
Yeah.
difference, huh?
Yeah, but I love it here. I feel like I'm home when I'm here.
Right, man. I'm sure.
That's awesome, man, for sure. Steve, I know that you're on your way, cruising down the boulevard to get home to get in with us full time. But if you can hear me well, and if you're down, dude, I'd love to kick it to you to speak a little bit on your drive. But of course, be safe.
Right on. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes,
So-
you can.
You guys can hear me, right? Awesome. All right. So the first question I
Yeah.
have for Ralph is, what? All right. Was Aerosmith
Yeah,
your
man.
first band that you saw live?
Was Aerosmith the first band I saw live? Is that what you asked?
Yes, I did.
First, no. You know what the first band I saw live was? Rush 2112.
Nice.
Wow.
15th row center at
That's
the
awesome.
National Coliseum. 15th row center at the National Coliseum, man. And I had just discovered them. I was a drummer myself. I played for years.
I was a drummer myself. I played for
Yeah.
years.
Uh-oh. Did I just hear myself? No, I was a drummer myself. I played for years. I went to go see 2112 at the Nassau Coliseum and I was blown away. That was my first concert. And my friend passed out next to me because he was smoking so much pot. So was I. But, I enjoyed the concert.
Nice. And then Ari, was Guns N' Roses your first concert?
No, my first concert was Michael Jackson.
Nice.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to
Okay.
be a Michael Jackson fan when I was a kid, when I was like around 7 years old. Then it was Queen, and then Aerosmith and Guns N' Roses. So
Nice.
yeah,
All right. So another question to piggyback off of that. Ralph, have you met
Yeah.
any members of the band Aerosmith? And do they
You
know
know
that
something?
Last Child exists?
Yes, they do. From
Okay.
from what I know, yes, they do. Now, this is third party information. I can't speak for. I can only speak on my behalf.
Okay.
When we first started out as Last Child, I was doing it probably about 4 years prior with another band in New York, and I was posting all our live stuff on Facebook and in the internet. And the band leader kept telling me I was wasting my time. Until one day I was getting up and going to work, and I was looking at my phone, and I looked at the messenger, and it said Youth Villages, and it was a girl from an organization called Youth Villages who work with Steven Tyler's James Bond, and they were planning on doing an event in Boston. And they didn't know where yet. They didn't have the venue, but they had the time, and they knew that around the month they wanted to do it. And they said, "We saw your stuff on the internet, and we were impressed." So right away, I laughed at whoever I was playing with at the time, and I said, "I'm wasting my time, huh?" So I got this invite. At that moment, I was going from that band to forming Last Child. Right at that, it was like the perfect storm. So 9 months later, we did the gig October 25th, 2019, at the Boston Hard Rock Cafe. We did an event called Rockin' for Janie, and it was a Janie's Fund Youth Villages coordination. And it was quite an experience. I mean, Steve, Tyler had to have signed off an agreement to say, yes, okay, I can let this band play. And we did a great night. I mean, I don't want to pat myself on the shoulder. I was psyched, and we were out there to kill it. And we did. And then after that, we started hitting all these different states. We started hitting PA, Maryland, Connecticut, Delaware, Michigan, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Ohio, North Carolina, Virginia, Texas, Louisiana, New Hampshire, Maine, Illinois, Florida, Colorado. I went through Hurricane Ida. Does anybody remember Hurricane Ida in New York? We
Yes.
were going from Daryl's house in Pawling, New York. We played that gig to a sold-out show. We've sold that out quite a few times, that place. And we were on our way to LaGuardia Airport to catch a plane at 7:30. It was takeoff, so we had to be at 5:30 in the morning. Hurricane Ida was there. My wife was sending me texts, "Don't get on the road. Get it." Guys are like, don't worry about it. We took off. Well, I got caught in a flash flood with my friend Peter Ashner, who lost his car because the water was, I kid you not, up to here in the car. It was scary.
Holy shit.
We
wow.
were almost killed. And I had my cell phone like this, calling 911 and flipping out, and they walked me through water. We got to the hotel. My stage clothes were soaked, and we got down to Louisiana. We got a late plane, and we got to Louisiana. We did a gig there. We did the gigs in Texas. We did gigs back in Louisiana, and we got back to New York in one piece. And I knew if I could make it through that, if we as a band, because we all had problems that night getting home, if we could make it through that, we could make it through anything. And that was one of the scariest experiences of my life in that band, for sure.
Wow. That's insane.
Yeah, it was. It really was insane. My friends and I talk about it, and our eyes go like this, when we start looking at each other like, that was almost it, man.
Wow.
But it was cool, man. We got through. We kicked ass.
Nice.
And we were just proud of the fact of getting through all that, Little tidbit. Anyway, you see this at all?
Right on. Are you, Ari? I know you know
That's
Steven,
all logo, man.
but have you
That's all
met
logo,
any other
man.
members?
Well, I veered off. Tyler always veers off too. At that show at the Hard Rock Cafe, at Steven Tyler's James Fund's Youth Villages show, I met some personal friends and some business friends of his, and I kept in touch with them. And they had told me, yes, he's aware, but they're here, and we're really, really here. And if he's ready to reach out, he would. And it really would stop it, I think. And I was, you'd have to think, COVID really put a kill on it. Because that's what we were supposed to sign up and do another event with him. And it just, COVID killed it. It was going to be I believe in Scranton, PA. 94.4, the Shark was going to be hosting it. And it just got killed. The country went a little crazy. I'm hoping I can meet him. It'd be an honor. The only thing I could say to him is thank you. Thank you for the memories and music.
Absolutely, man. 100% for sure. There's something that I want to ask you, Ralph, in the next segment, because I'm curious on your take on it, considering that you're so, invested in the, Aerosmith, the band, and the history. But I'm going to kick it over to Angel real quick, because it looks like, Angel, we've got a lot of Metal Summoner action going on in the comments. But I also want to bring you in, my guy. How are you doing this evening, man? Great to see you as always. And how are the Metal Summoners looking? I'm
awesome. You can hear me, right?
Sound great.
Yeah.
Finally, I got this fucking internet to work. Sorry. In a few months, this fucking internet. Xfinity. Sorry. Had to vent. I'm glad it's finally working and everyone can hear me.
Yes. We got you back, brother.
Ari, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking an IPA. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
And I'm just going up to the fan questions. Steve says he'll be back in a few minutes. He's using hair growth he has to put on to let his hair grow. All right. Go take care of that. Hold on. Get the first question. Let me just do this the one way I wanted to do it, because everyone's chipping in. If you could join bands you do for one song on stage, what song would you want to do? If you could join on stage for one song.
That's for me or for
both?
I think it's for both of you. Hey, Angel, real quick, just to clarify, is that if Ari could jump on for GNR, if Ralph could jump on for Aerosmith, or is it just if they could just jump on the stage with a band?
Thank you. That's a great question.
With any band for one song.
Any band for one song.
I liked your question better.
Ralph, dude, then if you got two answers.
Well, let me put it this way. You're saying any band. So if it was Aerosmith, I would go Back in the Saddle.
Ooh, good one.
Good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because any band can't play Back in the Saddle, but Aerosmith can. And I can sing it. So that would be the song.
Nice.
That would be the song.
Yeah.
What do you think, Ari?
I don't know. I will say I would like to shine Aerosmith too. I think I would like to do Loving in an Elevator.
Yes, I love that one.
Just think it's that Marty.
My dream.
Ari. we should do Mama Ken together, maybe
Oh, yeah,
that
totally.
night, maybe and talk about it.
Yeah, totally. I love the idea. Yeah, we play Mama Kim with Santa Fe Gun when we play here. So we play the Guns N' Roses version, but
Right.
yeah,
Like I said, maybe we can interact.
yeah, totally. That will be fun.
The metal summit, forming relationships that last a lifetime.
Hey, man, that's rock and roll.
Give me an idea, Jay.
Yes, Angel.
Elevator, go to the hotel and make love in an elevator and have bail money so you can come bail me out.
So real quick, Angel, let me jump in on you real quick because this is actually a true story. Because you said it that way and worded it that way, I have to tell this story. So, I mean, Ari, you're going to get a kick out of this, but Ralph, you're going to fucking love this. So there's a little bit more to the story of that cocktail than I let on. So here's the deal. I'm from Massachusetts. The Metal Summoners all know that. Anybody who's watched the show for a long time, they know that I'm from Salem. So,
Cool.
But, Massachusetts is, I love Massachusetts. It is what it is. And there's a couple of things that are particularly sacred when it comes to Massachusetts, and that's Aerosmith and the Boondock Saints movies. So anyway, when I decided that I was doing a Aerosmith cocktail, like I said before, which was the truth, they have such an amazing catalog, so many great album titles, so many great song titles, that it was like, fuck. It's a little difficult to figure out what I want to use when it comes to a cocktail, because the thing is, you can use living on an edge. You can use so much stuff when it comes to a cocktail like that. And I settled on Love in an Elevator, not just because it's like a kitchen title. Where is that echo coming from?
Let me check.
Bobby, because you just joined us.
Probably. How's that?
But no worries. That's all good. I'll continue with this.
There, I'll figure it.
We'll figure it out. It's rock and roll. Anyway, I was like, Love in an Elevator sounds cool, but then it kind of triggered me. So the thing about my restaurant, the thing about my bar, is I've told this to guests because it really is the way I thought about it. The reason I settled on Love in an Elevator is when I was like, okay, well, I work in this bar, I work in this restaurant. We, in reality, are also attached to a hotel. So we're not only the hotel's bar and restaurant, which is true, we're completely open to the public. The reason I settled for Love in an Elevator is because the bartender of the hotel's restaurant and bar, there's no way that you are ever going to convince me that I didn't have guests at my bar that started their evening, had a great time, whether it was drinks or dinner, and then started the love in the way back to their hotel. While I can't say that I have confirmation on that, I'm 100% convinced that people at some point left my bar and started the love on the way back to their hotel room in the elevator. And that's why I decided to go with that particular time. Yeah.
Baby. I love it.
Yeah, dude. That's what
That's
we're doing. Kick back, we're getting a little bit of vibrato.
You need to bring me that tonight because I can't have anything you're saying. They can't hear.
Oh, was that Angel the whole time? Oh, no,
Yeah,
no.
man.
Oh, no.
Yeah, man. You got it.
Hold up.
No worries, buddy. It's all good.
I'm locked. 1 second. I'll be back.
Yeah, totally, buddy. It's all good.
Oh,
Bobby's going to start.
okay. I was just testing to see if it was me.
No, Angel, can you? I know Bobby's going to sign off and sign back in. Can you mute him at the moment? Just till we figure it out.
Hold on 1 second.
All right, check. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Bobby, you're muted right now.
Okay.
But there's definitely a little bit of kickback that was coming from your end, but we got it in check right now. but we'll get everything fixed up because we got our beloved Bobby on, and we definitely got to make time for him as
All
well.
right, give me 1 second.
And knows them, Bobby. No worries, Angel. I'll let Angel figure it out. But yeah, since we were having a little bit of kickback, but I know eventually it did come through. Yeah, Ralph, that really was the reality of that situation, and that really is the story I tell guests because it's the God's honest truth. When I was picking names, I have such a dry sense of humor, and I just think that funny things should be laughed at and should be funny. So I was like, you know what? I really do work in the bar of a hotel, and I can't deny or confirm that has or hasn't happened. You're not really going to get me to believe that a couple of guests haven't left the bar feeling good about themselves and started the loving on the way back to their hotel room.
Yep. Going down.
Yes, 100% for sure. But yeah, so that's the fun little story, which I had to jump in real quick because of exactly the way that Angel said that. But Angel, let me kick it back to you, brother, for any other fan questions that we want to hit up real quick while we're making sure that our audio is all in check. It's all you.
Okay.
Just
Better?
I don't think so. I can hear myself twice.
Can you?
Yeah, like Bobby, you're coming through clear, but now when we're talking, there's an echo.
That's weird.
Hello?
Yeah.
I'm actually.
It sounds like it's from Ralph.
I mean, we were good and clear until we got 5 people on. It's all good. We just need to figure out what the deal is. Because like Bobby, now that you've muted yourself, everything's clear again. We don't have that echo. So I don't know if there's something with your microphone at the moment. But we'll definitely get it figured out.
Does this sound? Oh no, you're not hearing me.
Yeah, you see what I mean?
Yep.
I think it might be something coming from Bobby's microphone, but no worries. We got it figured. We'll get it figured out. It's all good. Since Ralph stepped away, Angel, let's kick it back over to you, brother. Has anything popped up currently from TMS fans?
Oh yes, still got a lot to get to.
Go ahead, buddy. Take it away. If while Ralph's getting things situated, if there's anything directed specifically for Ari, we can always go to that.
Okay. One question directly to Ari.
Okay.
And okay, you have to replace an original member of Guns N' Roses. Who do you replace? That's the question from Brian.
Is that a fair question right now?
To replace an original member, I don't know. I think it was magic when they were all together.
Yeah.
And you see what happened after they replaced Steven or after they replaced EC. I mean, there's no new songs like for like 20, 30 years. I mean, I don't think you can replace a Guns N' Roses member. That will be my answer.
So here's a question directed at you, Ari. And it's a really good one. What is your vocal background? Are you self-taught, classically trained? And did you always know how to sing like Axl, or did you have to study it?
It's a good one.
No, I mean, when I first started singing, I was a Queen fan and I wanted to do something like Queen. And I had my body telling me, "What the fuck are you doing? You don't realize you sing like Axl?" And I was like, "Who's Axl?" Because at that time I knew like the name of Guns N' Roses, but I didn't like have really a notion of who they were. So I started listening to Guns N' Roses, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, I sing like him." So it was kind of natural for me, but also it was like a lot of time of like I did a lot of mistakes. I lost my voice several times when I was young. And now I think I can control it more. I can do whatever I want and I feel comfortable. But I don't really have a lot of training more than singing like and doing shows. Like, uh, people sometimes ask me about like singing lessons, and I don't even know where to start because I don't know how I do it. For me, it's like, yeah, I sing and it sounds like that, but I don't know how to explain or how to train somebody to like sing the way I do. I don't know if Ralph, it's something like that for you or.
I like you. When I first did Aerosmith, I was blowing out my voice. I didn't know the proper procedures of singing.
Yeah.
I listened to the Back in the Saddle isolated tracks of him singing it alone, and that helped. And then, I've always sang. So like I had the chops.
Mm-hmm.
And my bass player, Mick James, who owns Beneath the Sun recording studios in Hicksville, Long Island, New York, excuse me, showed me a video called The Zen of Screaming. You might like to pick this up. It's actually a warm-up, a 20-minute warm-up that I do, usually every day and definitely before every show. Andrew WK used to use this. A lot of the heavy, gritty, grunty, like throw your voice out vocalists have gone to this lady. And I found that it really, really helped me. I could do 3 nights in a row. I could do 4 nights in a row. And doing Steven Tyler or Axl Rose, that's hard,
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I would suggest, like people suggest to me, go see vocal trainers. It's a little expensive, if you got the money, great. But if you don't, try another way, This actually shows you how to breathe, different techniques, how to sing above the pencil as below the pencil, which you'd learn through the video. And it helps. It really helps. Yeah. So I had to do it to save my voice and to save the band.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not used to like doing warm-ups or things like that.
You will get used to it. You will. You will, brother. You're young now. Don't forget, you're young. I'm old, bro.
Yeah,
But
no.
it helped. It helped. I got involved in a bigger scene, and I needed to be on every night. When people are paying good money to see you, you need to be on,
Yeah, totally.
The Zen of Screaming.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
And I got to drop a name, for God's sakes. It's Melissa. My bass player's probably going, he's not. Melissa Cross is the vocal teacher.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
But I'm looking forward to the show, man, for sure, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
We're going to rock.
For
Yeah.
everybody who's listening, we're playing on September 7th.
Yep, the Williams Center, Rutherford, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, some guy named Psycho Steve is going to be the MC of the event.
Who hired that?
He's
Who
the one.
hired that guy?
Yeah.
I had a good 45 phone conversation with Steve the other day. Interesting. Very interesting. His background is interesting.
Yes. So I'll be there as well in case he wants to use my hair.
Nice.
Yeah, I can't wait to see you guys.
Yeah.
No, me neither.
When are you guys flying? When are you guys taking off?
On the 6th.
Okay.
Yeah, so
We do the same thing.
The day before.
Yeah. You'll have a little jet lag, but you'll be all right. Your adrenaline will kick in, brother.
Yeah.
How's it like working with Steven?
It's awesome. Steven is such
Yeah?
a good guy. Yeah, he's the best.
He's cool. Very cool. He seems like a really good guy, you know?
Yeah, I remember one of the first times when I joined the band, he will open the door for me and say, "Come in, Rockstar."
Wow. Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. That's really cool, man.
Yeah, he's
I'm happy
such a
for
good
him.
guy.
I'm happy for him that he's still playing, you know, and he seems like
Yeah,
a good guy. So
and
that's
I've
good,
learned a
man.
lot about him because, I mean, he's awesome with the fans. He doesn't leave anybody without the autograph or without the
Right,
picture. He's like the best with the fans, and
right,
he's like, I have a nice house, I have a good living, and it's all because of the fans. So
right,
for
right.
me, it's like it's great to be like next to this guy.
Sure, because you're learning from
Yeah,
the
I'm
real
learning a
thing,
lot.
you know? You're
Yeah,
learning the real industry,
yeah,
real
totally.
part of it.
Yeah.
Good for you, man. Good for you.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, man. And I mean, Ari, it's become a cool, like, tight-knit little family in that Adler camp, for quite a while now between, yourself and Michael and AJ as well.
Yeah, totally. I love those guys. And Asia used to live in Vegas, but now it's here in LA. So we are hanging out all the time. We are like more close together, and it's super cool. I would love to get down with Michael too. He lives in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
I spent a week at his house a couple of years ago, and it was amazing. He took me bar hopping everywhere. Yeah, I had the Dallas experience.
Nice.
That's awesome. My brother lives in Dallas, and a little like fun fact is me and my brother are getting together in late September, going to see Guns N' Roses in San Antonio.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
Cool.
Nice.
so if you guys are down for a trip, man, reach out to Michael and be like, dude, we got to go to this GNR show in San Antonio. We got to find
That
Jay,
would be cool.
have a little family reunion. But no, the a little funny thing about that too is, so of course, Steven's bodyguard Phil is actually a really good friend of mine. He lives in Maryland, not far from me. And he actually is the supervisor at my girlfriend's job, which I
Oh,
thought
really?
was really hilarious when I
I
found out.
love Phil. He's such a
So
nice guy.
Phil's fantastic. The funny thing is, so I said to Phil the other day when I saw, like a little while back when I saw him and I knew I was going to this gig, I was like, dude, do me a favor. Reach out to Steven and be like, hey, get yourselves to San Antonio and see if you can get Steven up on stage for a song. That way I can say that I've seen 4 original members on one stage at the same time instead of 3.
Mm,
Yeah, totally.
I was like, come on, Phil, make that happen, motherfucker.
Yeah, well, and the night I met Steven, I mean, he was on stage with Guns N' Roses. For me, it was like that. I was watching 4 original members. It was amazing.
wow.
Yeah.
No, it was a trip because I saw the first leg of the Not in This Fucking Lifetime tour, like the first leg of the tour when it was Axl, Slash, and Duff back together. And it was funny. So I went to the DC show, and then it was like a couple days later, I see online Steven Adler joins, Guns N' Roses in like Cincinnati, and I was like, "Oh, you motherfuckers! It couldn't be DC." I was like, "It couldn't have been DC." But no, man, that's awesome for sure. But when it comes to the lineups and stuff, Ralph, I'm actually going to steer it back to you for this one because this is sort of that hint of the segment I was mentioning before. So when it comes to Guns N' Roses, we kind of know the long-standing history of like various lineups, what it took to get this grouping of Guns N' Roses back together, and a little bit of the trials and tribulations that it came to that. That's all pretty much well documented. But what's a little bit fresher right now is whatever this situation is going on between Aerosmith and Joey. So I was kind of curious what your take on the situation is.
Well, I can only say through rumors. I mean, I have to watch what I say. You know, we have to watch what I say with these bands sometimes because
No, of course.
you never know. I think Joey has probably been told by a doctor. I'm assuming. I'm not. You know, I'm assuming that he's been told by his doctors, you can't do this. And I think that his band members care for him so much that they're giving him hard love and just telling him, look, you just can't do it.
Right.
I feel bad for him. I really, really do. The man's wife just died, last year?
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, you know what I mean? Or whatever. Who knows this? We don't know the situation, but he lost his wife and now his band's going on their final tour without him.
Yeah.
So I feel, you know, this business is very, very, very cutthroat. We all know it. It's a shame. But they're probably all at the end too. And this is the time. And unfortunately, Joey's probably just not able to do it. He's probably putting his life at risk, I would think.
No,
I would think.
I definitely get it, because if you guys aren't familiar, there's a band called Kicks that's huge here in Maryland.
Sure, I am familiar.
Literally,
I played with them.
Oh, that's awesome. That are literally doing their final run of shows. They literally end their career next month. And my girlfriend and I, Megan, she and I are planning to go to that final show. But anyway, Steve, their singer, has come out clearly and publicly. He was very transparent recently on Eddie's show, where he was like, look, here's the thing. I'm not at the par that I used to be. You know, Brian suffered for this. Jimmy can't do these things anymore. And, you know, Ronnie's got his situations. He's like, honestly, the only members of the band that are even playing at a proper level right now are Mark, who's been the longtime bass player, you know, ever since Donnie didn't want to do Kicks anymore. And Bob, who's been filling in for Ronnie since his time away from the band. He's like, with Mark and Bob are the only people performing at a proper rate. And he's like, the fact of the matter is we don't want to perform past what we physically can. And none of us are properly healthy right now to be able to give what we need to the fans. But also steering it back to Aerosmith, yeah, it does kind of sound a little bit similar. And again, for the record fans, none of the four people you see on the screen right now are taking cheap shots or judgment or anything at any thing, whether it be or Guns N' Roses or Aerosmith. We're not taking any shots whatsoever. But it does sound a little bit with the Joey situation. It sounds kind of similar to what unfortunately happened with Black Sabbath. You know, when it came to Bill's situation, where I'm sure there's still that inner passion and that desire, where Bill, similar to Joey, is probably kind of like, well, what the hell do you guys know? I know me and I can still go. Where the bands themselves see it from a different angle and probably aren't like, dude, you're our brother, you're our family. We're not judging you, but you can't quite go.
Right. It's a shame.
Yeah.
It's a shame, but it's life, you know?
Yeah.
It's life. I'm hoping Joey is gonna get through this, because you don't hear of him in the eye of the public too much. God only knows who knows what he's going through, you know.
Yep. No, 100%. Angel, let's kick it back up to you for a little bit, my good man.
Okay, definitely got more questions. So I definitely need a few minutes to get through them. So
it's the Angel Show.
Still, that's part of it. Question for both of you: what would you do if you're doing the show, you looked up, and the original members are in the crowd?
Hopefully I wouldn't fart. I would be nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I'd be nervous. I'd be like, holy sh... Can I say that?
Totally.
Yeah. You can
Holy shit. Holy shit.
There you go. Just to think about that.
Yeah, that would be whoa. I would say to myself, pull it together and sing your best. That's basically what I would do.
Yeah, totally.
But I would shit my pants.
Well,
What about you, Ari?
I mean,
Or have
for
you
me,
had it?
I grew up listening to Guns N' Roses, and I have posters of Guns N' Roses on the walls of my room, and now I'm on stage with Steven. So for me, it's like
Right.
every time I turn around and I see him like smiling and playing. For me, it's like it makes me like kind of sing better. I don't know. I mean,
Right.
I feel
I get
like
that.
I have to give it all.
I get that.
So
Totally.
I guess if any other member of Guns N' Roses will be there, it will be like the same. I will be more passionate about it, and I will like bring it all.
Right.
Yeah.
Same
I mean,
here.
that will be fun.
Yeah. I'll shit my pants first.
That's about, you're about to lay it on the roadies really quick all of a sudden. Be like, come on, guys, earn your paycheck. You got to clean me up.
Yeah, no, that'd be pretty wild, man. That'd be pretty wild. You know, when you beat, like I said, and it sounds like the same thing for Audie. None of this was planned. It just kind of happened, man. And those are the things that really, I think, kind of take off. You know, the things that just happen.
Yeah.
You know, most of the books I've read on bands or any band, it just kind of, yeah, they're going for it, but it just happens, man. You know, either it happens or it don't.
Yeah.
And it's a good question. And this one's for you, Ralph. How do I get my hands on one of them T-shirts?
Which one?
I think the one you have on.
This? Toxic Twins? This was a gift given to me by Scott Bittner. If you can see it. And basically, the Steven Tyler, Joe Perry Toxic Twins, you know, it was a gift. He actually had it made, so you could actually have it made.
I've seen a picture of Flash wearing that T-shirt.
Really? Sure, yeah. It's, you know, it's a
cool
typical
t-shirt.
shirt. This is our shirts from like 2021. Not that you can see it, but these are some of the dates
Hold
that
on
we put on the back.
1 second, so I can do. Hold on. One moment.
Sure.
No, not what I wanted to do. There you go. Yep.
These are shirts that we would put dates on the back. And, you know, there's a lot of dates, man, you know? See if you can see them. The Grace, Maryland, and all these different Michigan and New York and Connecticut and everywhere, man, everywhere.
We need to talk off the air there, Ralph. Havre de Grace, Maryland is actually not far from my house.
Oh, really? Yeah, it's a cool place, you know. Good people, man. I learned that there's a lot of good people around the United States, man. That's what I love. I love performing, but I love the traveling, and I love the meeting people, man. You know, making friends.
Was that State Theater?
Havre de Grace. That's been a while ago. I want to say, oh God, I want to say Moon Tavern. I'm not sure.
No worries, man.
You'd have to ask my Joe Perry about that. He's got a really good memory. scattered, man. Too much
No
this.
worries, man. We'll talk off the air because I think I need me one of those.
Okay.
Right back.
No
right
problem with me, brother.
Awesome, dude. You know I'll rock the shit out of that thing, dude. I mean, I made sure, dude. I've got my Steven Adler shirt that Ari has at his shows with Steven for sure with the drumming skeleton logo.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Angel, right back to you, bud.
Do you drink tea or something to soothe your throat?
Water. I drink water, and it depending on the occasion, also depending on the venue, because sometimes you can't get what you want. I will drink tea. Tea's good, tea and lemon. I've really, trying to do a single like Steven Tyler, and we were doing them 2-3 nights in a row. I mean, yeah, you gotta take care of yourself. You gotta, I find that drinking a warm tea before I go on does help. But like I said, in a lot of venues, I'm not a rock star, so it's like sometimes you have people waiting on you, sometimes you don't. And, it's really up to you. So more than anything, I drink water,
Yeah.
I also suck on Manuka honey, which is a different kind of, it's not like Ricola or anything like that. It's more natural. And I've learned about that through the Tyler camp. So they a lot of singers drink different weird things, man, and their writers, and a lot of different kind of water, high velocity waters and just different things. But when you're doing it all the time, man, you just gotta, the show must go on. So if you don't have those things, you find a way through it. All right, Artie, you're next.
Yep.
Well, when I'm with Steven, I mean, we don't drink in front of him because we try to take care of him, and
Very good.
yeah. So when I play with Steven, it's all water, tea, coffee. But with Son of a Gun, I like to enjoy a beer
Right.
before the show.
That's all right.
Yeah. But
Guys.
like Ralph was saying, I mean, you can party like an animal, because if you have a couple of shows in a row, you have to take care of yourself. And I mean, if you party like crazy one night, then the other day you're gonna be fucked up.
Yeah, man.
But,
Also, Go ahead, Dottie. I'm sorry.
No. Come on.
I'm sober for 10 years. I don't drink anything. So, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that helped me a lot. I don't go around preaching about it, and man, you can do whatever you do. Some people can handle it. I couldn't. I had to stop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that saved me a lot of money too, and a lot of embarrassment on stage. Although I did run off a stage once, like Tyler.
Nice.
Yep, ran right off it, man. We were doing Back in the Saddle, and we were actually doing the last song of the set. And it was during all the ends, and I was going crazy, spinning around. I was running, and all of a sudden I felt nothing under me. Bam, right on the ground, man. Great way to finish the show.
Lasting impression.
Yeah. Oh, I did another show in Massachusetts where I got sick. And I told the owner, I came in that night, I said, listen, Carmen, he's a great guy. I said, Carmen, please, don't come near me, because, we didn't afraid COVID and all that stuff. I said, I'm sick to my stomach, but I'm going to do the show, don't worry about it. So halfway through the show, we're doing a song, and the side stage door's to right. All of a sudden, I feel it, man, like, uh-oh, it's coming. I run out the door. My roadie sees me coming. His eyes get like this. He just opens the door. I go out, get what I kicked on, run back on the stage, and finish the set. So after the show, some guy goes to me, yeah, it was like watching the old Steven Tyler, man, go out and throw up, come back to the show. A lot of crazy shit, man. I'm sure you got a lot of stories, Ari, man. Rock and roll is fun. It's like being in a circus.
Yeah, well, something like that happened with Steven when we played the Keys Cruise, because the last show we had at the cruise, the boat was like moving
Mm-hmm.
so hard and everybody was
Yeah.
so busy. And after, I don't remember, maybe it was after Brownstone or any of the songs, I look back and Steven was not there. And what the fuck just happened?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And he was like, his stomach was really bad about the moving and all this stuff.
It happens, man. We're all human.
Jay, what'd you do?
Cops are after one of us, man.
Yeah.
It's Jay's fault.
Nope, no, it's not Jay's fault. My girlfriend's literally on the couch saying straight up, she's like, I didn't do it.
Then it was Megan's fault.
Nope, she didn't do it. I blame Angel.
There you
Okay.
go. That's
He busted out.
You know,
he
if I
busted
could,
out
I'd like to take a second just to thank my band members.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know if they're watching or not.
they better be.
I just want to say thank yous because sometimes I miss that. I'd like to thank my band, Mick James on bass, Mike Galeo on guitar, Peter Tester on guitar, Tom Forsteri on drums, killer drummer. He's from New Jersey, so he's got some friends coming down to check us out, Ari. I'd like to thank my agency, Sharon Klein. I'd like to thank Kim Rainey from K-Pop Productions in Texas. I'd like to thank Michelle Conti from LaGuardia Entertainment for getting this show together.
Yeah.
Psycho Steve, and all you guys for having me on the show. I'd like to thank everybody on our Face group page. It's Last Child NYC Aerosmith Tribute Band. You can find it on Facebook. I'd like to thank the administrator, Phyllis Furham. I'd like to thank Brian Barrett from Texas, Elaine William from Texas, Sherry Goldberg from Sherry Scene, Long Island, Patty Faley from Jersey, Patty Ruggiero from Jersey, Alphonse Kamalas, Betty Boot, Delaware, all the states we've played and all the people that are on our group. Thank you very much. We couldn't do it without you. And we'll be back to see you all, really.
Absolutely, man, 100%.
I gotta get that out of the way because I always forget.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. I mean, Ari, before I kick it back up to Angel, let's kick that over to you right quick as well, because like people who have seen you with Steven Adler are going to be familiar, like we said, with Steven, of course, and Michael and AJ. But talk a little bit about Son of a Gun and who you play with.
Yeah, I mean, Johnny is like my brother. He's our guitar player. And then we have Chotas on the bass guitar. We have Edubaldo on the drums. And we have Burton on rhythm guitar. And it's kind of funny because we are all from Argentina, except for the drummer that is from Brazil. So it's kind of crazy for us, like
That's
being
pretty cool.
here, playing Guns N' Roses, being all from Argentina, and knowing that we grew up listening to this music. It's kind of like a dream for us.
It's going to be awfully lopsided
Sure.
if Argentina plays Brazil in the World Cup.
Yeah.
That's going to be an awfully one-sided battle, man. That poor dude. That's awesome. Sure. Hell yeah, dude. We definitely always want to be able to bring attention to the people that play around us for sure. But Steve, since we got you back, brother, let's kick it over to you, man.
All right, so I've seen Ari perform many times, but this will be my first at breaking my cherry for Last Child. So the question I have for you, Ralph, because we know you play drums, Steven played drums, he also plays harmonica, he also plays piano during Aerosmith shows. So do you play those as well?
Since being Steven Tyler, like I said, I tried to do everything. I've learned how to, not wail, but I've learned how to play the harmonica on certain, or like, Big 10-inch, Pink, and all those different songs where he plays the harmonica, One Way Street. I've learned all that stuff. So I played harmonica, and I learned how to play Dream On piano and sing it. So I do that. I also play on Kings and Queens on the piano part on that. I was a drummer who also turned and played guitar and had a 3-piece band, and I sang and played guitar for like 15 years and did that. I mean, I'm a jack of all trades, man. Master of none. Master of none.
Okay. Another question is, besides doing this, if you do anything else, what would you do? Like, did you grow up saying, I saw 2112 and then you were like, that's what I'm going to do? Or
No, I grew up wanting to be, I guess, what you would call a rock star. I mean, back in the day, it was, we were kids. Make it was the big phrase, and I gave it all. At some point, as I got older, I realized, well, you know what? You may not get to that part. And, they always say, don't give up, but, sometimes you need to realize where you're at in life, and you need to put a roof over your head. I would say doing this is really, this is my last hurrah. I kind of think that, I don't think I'll be doing anything much after this. I think this would be it. I kind of want to end with this, really.
Nice. How about you, Ari? Did you always want to be a rock star?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I don't know if you can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. I see it, brother. Rock star. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I love singing Guns N' Roses, and for me, it's all about the songs. I want people, when they come to a show, to close their eyes and think that they are listening to a record. But I also want to play my songs. That's the goal for me. I want to play my songs, and I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen after that, but yeah, I'm gonna be all in, like, about making my own music, because for me, I love Guns N' Roses, and I love Steven. I love playing those songs, but at the end of the day, for me, it's like I want to move to the next step, and for me, it's like making my own music. So,
now, we did talk about, speaking of your own music, what can we expect it to? Does it sound like Guns N' Roses, or is it more like?
Yeah, I was telling the guys before that when I wrote my song, I mean, they doesn't sound like Guns N' Roses specifically. I mean, it's rock and roll, but they have a lot of other influences. Like, I don't know, and kind of I like the new sound. I love the Strats. I don't know if you guys heard the
Dude, they're awesome.
Yeah, I fucking love the Strats, and I mean, I don't think my song sounds like that, but it's kind of on the same, like, path. Like, it's rock and roll, but more with the new sound. And as I was telling you guys, I used to love Michael Jackson, so I have a lot of pop in my influences. So yeah, I mean, it's a mix of everything, and I don't know, but it doesn't sound like Guns N' Roses. That's for sure.
Okay. And when can we expect it out?
I mean, we are recording and pre-producing, so I mean, I'm hoping for like 1 or 2 months. I'm gonna be releasing new originals.
Because we know Michael came out with the solo stuff too.
Yeah, I heard that. It sounds amazing.
Yeah,
Yep.
like the Fire Karate.
Yeah.
So wasn't sure if you're going to be like trying to get a deal through Golden Robot like he did, or bring it to Frontiers or anything like that.
Well, we'll see. When we have the material, we are gonna look for what is the best option. But for now, like we wanna have like good material that it's solid.
Nice. How about you, Ralph? Did you ever think about ever doing an original stuff?
I've been doing originals since I'm 15. Like I said, when I got to about 34, 35, I just stopped writing. I really did. To me, music changed so much, and I was of an older age that I didn't have what they were looking for, and I realized that. And that's when I went to the covers, man. It always goes straight back to that. You know, some people, they do it and they'll do it forever, and that's great. But me, I put so much time and effort into it that I didn't want to burn myself out completely. I had to live some sort of a life, and I just put the original thing right back on the back burner, man. I really did. And I just started working music and just enjoying playing, and just, you know, it was just a little more enjoyment, you know?
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, I could write you a song. I could write you a song in 20 minutes. 15, 20 minutes, I'll knock out a song. A 5-minute song with a verse, chorus, a bridge, a verse, a chorus, and an end. No problem. But I just don't know for what, you know? You know? So I kind of put an end to that, and really this is where I'm putting my full energy into, you know.
And I'm gonna put you on the spot because I am the MC of the show. Could we expect a duet, the two of you doing something together, possibly on the set?
Well, that's what I brought up. Maybe Mama Can. You know, I got to check with the guys. It is early in the set,
Yeah, we were
but
talking about it.
you know, that could be a possibility. You know, I'm sure my guys are like, what the fuck? But because I'm very spontaneous. That's one thing I liked about Aerosmith. That, you know, they jam a lot. It's very spontaneous. I like that. I like the danger of almost falling apart and coming back together again. I love that. I don't know. There's something about it, man. That's dangerous rock and roll, you know?
Yeah, that's rock and roll.
Yeah. There's something I really, really like about that, man. There's the magic in that.
Sweet. Back to you, Jay.
Absolutely, man. No, 100%. By the way, Steve, Megan heard your voice and was like, "Is that Steve?" I was like, "That's Steve." She's like, "Hi, Steve."
Hi, Megan.
She's on the couch laughing. No, absolutely, for sure. So when it comes to, so here's the show for both. Here's a question for Ari and Ralph, just to kind of muddle over, and the answers are completely up to them. What can we expect? So we already know that we're going to have to deal with that Psycho Steve guy next week. But what is it about the show that we get to look forward to? If there's something that you can tell us, hello, in the words of Steve, if there's something that we can look forward to in the combination of Last Child and Son of a Gun coming head to head, what do we get to look forward to?
Ass kicking rock and roll, man, from both bands. Two great shows. That would be my answer.
Yeah, two of the biggest rock and roll bands of all time.
Yeah. Playing
What-
some really good stuff.
Absolutely. When it comes to your respective bands, are you guys deep cut guys? Do you find yourself sticking dominantly to what you would call the hits, or do you guys enjoy deep cuts?
We do both. That night we'll probably do, I would say, 6 out of 10 songs are going to be deep cuts. We're doing more than 10 songs, but that's about the scenario. We'll do a couple of new ones. Probably going to stay with the deep cuts for the New Jersey crowd.
Nice.
Yeah, same for us. I mean, we love to play the hits, but for the more like hardcore fans, we like to play the deep cuts and songs that nobody plays.
Right on, man. Absolutely, for sure. Will both of the? I mean, I kind of think I know what your answer is going to be, Ralph. But since we haven't really delved into Son of a Gun with Ari in previous shows, it's going to be more newer information for the fans. But is merch going to be available at the show for both bands?
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll have T-shirts available for sure. And my friend Peter Ashner, he'll be over the corner with a table, and I'll be announcing him, say, "Hey, Pete," and point him out.
Nice.
Yeah, totally.
And same for you, Ari. Is there Son of a Gun stuff available?
Yeah, totally. We have some cool stuff.
Nice. Absolutely. Angel, I might have to send you on a mission to do a little shopping. You and Steve might have to do a little shopping for me. But no, absolutely, for sure. So we got a little bit of time still left in the show, but we definitely want to be respectful of both of your times, especially with it getting a little bit late with Ralph being in our time zone. But we don't also want to eat up all of your time as well, Ari, with your evening as well. So fans, it is last call for alcohol. Any final questions, comments, anything you want to say directly to Ralph or Ari? Of course, we embrace it. We want them to hear it. We want them to read it. So make sure that any final things you want to say or any questions you want to ask, now is the time, fans, to get it into the comments so we can make sure that we address it. We will definitely go back around the table. We're going to bring Steve back in again shortly. But Angel, let's kick it back up to you, man. A little bit of time for yourself and any questions that you've been waiting to ask.
Still a lot of questions. What are your pre-show rituals?
Getting ready, warming up, brushing my teeth, and getting mentally fit, mentally ready, and that's it, man. When it's time to go, it's go time. That's it. It's the same. I mean, I've been doing it for so long that it's just the same ritual. It's the same thing all the time, It's a lot of running around, a lot of rushing, and, just get it together, man. Get it together, warm up, and get ready to go.
Yeah, with Steven, we have a cool ritual before the show where we group all together and we hug each other, and then we sing "Sky Rockets in Flight."
That's great.
And then Steven talk to us and he does a little speech.
That's great.
And we ended up afternoon delight. Woo! Yeah.
That's great.
Every show.
I can vouch for that. I've been around to watch them do that.
We usually take about 20 minutes, and we ask everybody, please, if there's anybody in the dressing room, we need 20 minutes for the band to get ready. My drummer's up. My drummer's doing his drum pads, and everybody's just I'm doing my vocal warm ups, and we're just getting ready. That's our routine, really. It don't sound like fun, but it is. What else you got?
A question for Ari. How are you handling the increasing attention on fandom?
On what?
On how are
Oh,
you handling the increasing attention?
I mean, I love that. I mean, who doesn't want that?
That is true.
Yeah, I mean, I love. I was telling you guys last time. I love when, for example, when we play M3. For me, the best part of the show is when we finish to get in the crowd and go with the fans and grab a few beers and chat and have a good time. I mean, that's the best part to get to know the fan.
Right. We do the same thing at the end of a show.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's super fun.
That
Grab a
people
couple
really,
beers.
they appreciate it. You know, goes a long way.
What was the singer or band that made you want to be a musician?
For me,
Believe it or not, for me, it was get it, Audie. Sorry.
no. You go.
No, you go.
No, for me it was Michael Jackson, and then Freddie Mercury.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, I mean, my dad gave me this Michael Jackson cassette when I was 7 years old, and for me, it changed my life. I used to play shows for my parents, like using the coffee table as a stage. and
Very
and
cool.
then Freddie Mercury for me is God. It's everything. So yeah, I will say Michael Jackson and Freddie Mercury.
Nice. For me, going early, the Archies. Remember the Archies used to get on a box of cereal?
Yeah.
I used to cut the records. I used to have this phony little guitar. My mom used to watch all these soap operas. And I knew right then and there that if you played music, you'd get girls. So I'd be playing the Archies, looking in the mirror and pretending that the soap opera girls, the hot ones, were sitting in front of me. And then it just kind of developed from there as I got older.
Let's go from music to hair products. What do you use for hair products on your luscious manes?
You'd have to ask my hairdresser.
Is your hairdresser watching?
My hairdresser's in a room away.
Well, she can post what hair products, if she don't mind sharing.
She may if she's what?
If she's watching, she can post what hair products, because I'm still trying to use different hair products.
Okay. Let's put it this way. You know what you get? You know, like that saying, you get what you pay for?
Yeah.
It's the same thing goes with hair products. You want a good conditioner? Get an expensive one. It's so true, man. She colors my hair. She conditions my hair. If it wasn't for her, it would be a mess.
Oh, where was your favorite show that you played?
I've done so many of them. That's such a hard question to answer. Wow.
Jimmy learned how to do double kick drums by his.
I've done the Palladium in Huntington, which was a great show. That was a big boy show, you know. I've done a Leesburg, Virginia show. Was a good show, a winery, and a few PACs, and just so many of them. It really becomes a blur to me. I'm like I said, my Joe Perry's the guy. He's got them all. Rock House in Illinois. I used to like that place. That was a nice place. Wally's in Hampton Beach. I think it's Rhode Island or New Hampshire. I'm not sure. I get a little confused. But I mean, I like them all. They're all pretty good, man. All of them. You know. Rock House in Texas was a nice place to play. We've been back there a few times. Daryl's House in Pawling, New York is a great place to play. We've been there about 4. I think we're going on our 5th time. And just all the places we played were really good. All of them. All good people. Detroit, another one. Good place. Diesel. Good people.
And question for Ari: are there any Argentinian bands we should check out?
Yeah, from Argentina. I mean, there's a lot. There's this guitar player called Papo. He died like more than 10 years ago, but he was really good friends with Lemmy of Motorhead and B.B. King. He's a great guitar player, Papo. Pappo. And there's another band called Los Redondos. LOSREDONEOS. That they are really cool. I really like that band.
What besides rock? What is your favorite music genre?
This is for me.
For both.
I would have to say I really like the 70s rock the best. I mean, I was a kid who did grow up on Iron Maiden, Judas Priest. That came later on. But as I got older, I went back to the Stones, Aerosmith, Zeppelin, Kiss. That kind of. I always like that kind of rock and roll. You know, the 80s were great. Don't get me wrong. I think it's just a case that I've been there and done that, and I just want, I don't know. I just like rock and roll. I just like the simple rock and roll, man. Bass, drums, guitar, and vocal. I just love it.
Yeah, for me nowadays, I'm listening to a lot of country music and southern rock. I fucking love Luke Combs and all the country music scene. Last year, I had the chance to go to Stagecoach here in California. And it was one of the biggest shows I ever been to. I mean, it was amazing.
Nice.
And I think it's pretty cool. All the songs talk about chicks, beer, trucks. It's fun for me. I love it. I really like this band called Blackberry Smoke.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking love those guys. And now they are coming to LA. They are playing Redondo Beach in September. So I hope to go to see it.
Nice. That's awesome for sure. Angel, real quick, let me just jump in for a second because it kind of like stems off of what they were just talking about. So my girlfriend Megan, who's right over there, has a question for you guys. She's more of like kind of like a new metal fan and stuff like that, but her ride and die band is Avenged Sevenfold, and she's also a big fan of Joey Jordison from Slipknot, who she and I have a personal connection to with because we're both big Murder Dolls fans, which was kind of which was Joey's band outside of Slipknot. She wanted to ask you guys like what your thoughts are on bands like Avenged Sevenfold and Slipknot, and if you are familiar with Joey and Jimmy, the former drummer of Avenged, who unfortunately left us. and what you think of like those double kick style drummers.
Being a drummer, and when speed metal came out, I was on the road with a band, and I was in Maryland. The band opening up for us was a speed metal band. I walked in with somebody, and I saw all the guys just beating the crap out of each other in a mosh pit. And I don't forget it now. I've been on the road for 4 years. I don't know what's going on except my own little world of rock and roll, what I'm doing. And I looked at her and I looked at her and I said, what's going on? She goes, that's a mosh pit. So I walked up closer. I stayed away from the mosh pit. And I watched the drummer, because I was a drummer in the band myself that was playing. And I said to myself, I'll never play that. Not because I didn't like it, because it was so physically demanding that I knew it would take me years before I could even think about playing that way. So I think they're great.
Awesome.
I think they're great.
Yeah, I think they sound awesome, but I'm not really familiar with Avenger 24.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, they're just they took it to a different level, you know.
No, 100%. She's sitting on the couch with this giant grin on her face, like flexing her muscles. She's like, "Yes, they did."
Yeah, they did. No doubt about
guys. Yep, totally. Yeah, you can't really.
I see it. Very cool. Wow, very cool.
Yep, that's her death bat. That's her death bat tattoo from Avenged Sevenfold. But it's Jimmy the Rev, the late Jimmy the Rev's, skull with his hairstyle as the middle.
Okay.
That's her ride and die. That band means everything to her. Like just like Aerosmith, Guns N' Roses, or to myself,
right.
Motley Crue or the Misfits mean to me. That band means everything to her. So she was curious about your guys' take on that drumming and those guys.
Yeah, no, they took it to another level for sure.
Yeah, Ari, she wanted to ask, are you guys also familiar with like Joey at all from Slipknot?
I'm familiar with the band.
Familiar with the band?
Yeah, I'm familiar with the band, but I don't know Joey.
Joey Jordan was the shorty.
Gotcha.
He had the double kick drum set, which was like 13 fucking pieces.
Yeah, she's talking about his kit, which I mean, you'll understand Ralph more because she's like, yeah, he had that giant kit that had like 13,000 pieces attached to it, stuff like that. Sure. Yeah, definitely.
He was strapped down. He went upside down. He
Yep.
spun around.
Yeah, because he was with Slipknot, so similar to Tommy Lee, like the rotated and the kit went upside down and all that kind of.
I saw that the other day on YouTube, and I said to myself, you know what? That's one thing Tommy Lee did, that he beat everybody. He beat Peter Chris. He beat everybody with that roller coaster.
It's okay. Better. No, come on in, babe. It's all good. You're allowed to get in on this. She's like, nah, Joey did it better.
Joey did it better.
Did he? Send me a clip. I want to see it. I couldn't imagine being upside down playing the drums in front of, as high up as they were, at least 50, 60, 70 feet in the air. In front of, that's crazy, man.
Joey was short, but he was one of the most badass drummers there were, just like James Owen Sullivan from Avenged Sevenfold.
Nice.
Those are her guys. She will fight to the death. She will die on that hill.
Nice.
Jimmy learned how to play double kick drums when he was only 6 years old. He taught himself how to do it.
Yep. I was a good double kicker myself. When Judas Priest came out with Unleashed in the East, I did that whole album, man. That was I believe it was Simon Cooke on drums, Simon Phillips on drums, all double bass drumming. But then they just made it over the top.
Double kick is, they even said it's one of the hardest things to learn because you got to work two different drums.
Oh yeah, you got all four limbs going, man.
That's what Jimmy did.
Yep. That's her guy. That's her guy, forever and ever. Right?
He's tattooed on my back forever and ever.
Forever and ever.
Very cool. That's just like this, baby.
Super
Yep.
cool.
It's his Aerosmith. Yep.
I
Yep.
got a geisha girl here. I got the Reaper here.
Cool.
Very cool.
Yep. We're all illustrated men and women on this show tonight.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
The Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, she's been getting a lot. I don't know if you guys are into pro wrestling, but she's been getting a lot of Rhea Ripley references lately. Like all of her, like the guests that come and see her at her bar and stuff like that are like, man, you're like that Rhea Ripley wrestler girl.
Cool.
She's like, hey, I'll take that. See, it's bigger than mine, man. Mine's like small and like dainty. She's got all the muscle. Absolutely. But Angel, let's kick it back up to you, man. Before for some more questions from the Metal Summoners before you and I do the final round.
Or do either of you have any artistic things like drawing or painting?
Yeah, I started with that. Yes. Yeah, I drew a lot, and I was pretty good at it as a little kid, you know. And then when I got into music, I kind of like just stopped it. Yeah, I can draw you something, no problem. Right or left-handed? Which one you want?
No, I suck at drawing or painting. I'm really bad at it. Yeah, music is my only artistic thing.
This question is for you, Ari. Of course, you play shows in Argentina. How are the shows different from Argentina to the U.S.?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you guys ever seen like the AC/DC show at River Plate.
Yeah, I saw that. That was you because I saw a clip of you singing "Shoot to Thrill."
Yeah, but I mean, when bands like Guns N' Roses, Aerosmith, AC/DC, the Stones play in Argentina, I mean, people get crazy. It's insane. I mean, everybody is so passionate about it.
Right.
And I think the difference is because here the bands tour all over the country, and when they go to Argentina, they just play Buenos Aires. So people from all over the country come to the same stadium, and it's like the main event of the whole country, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So people get crazy. I mean, it's insane. If you have the chance to see the AC/DC DVD that they shoot in Buenos Aires, it's insane. And there's a lot of artists that loves to play Argentina or any South American country like Brazil or Chile because of that, because people is super passionate about rock and roll and music.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
The South is like that too. Midwest. Yeah, very appreciative. Get ready, Artie. Get ready for New Jersey, baby.
Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah,
you gotta rock those.
We
gotta rock them.
We are playing New Jersey, Last Child and Son of a Gun.
Yeah, and Steve is going to be there. MC and I'll be there as well. I'll be there just hanging out.
Cool, man. Cool. Looking forward to meeting you guys.
Same here. Brian wants to know, can you belt out a line? That question is for you, Ralph.
It ain't easy living like a gypsy. Tell you, honey, how I feel. Woo. Unfortunately, I got somebody sleeping upstairs, so I got to be cool.
That's right. You don't want to wake her up.
Right.
Because then she'll kill us all.
Just wake people up. That's what Megan says. She's like, just wake people up. She's used to that shit from me. She'll try to take like a nap, and then I'll start getting into the show, and she'll like be like, God damn it, babe. Can you shut the fuck up?
Right.
Or no, you do blast movies.
Or yeah, I'm really bad about that. Like she'll be trying to sleep and I'll be like trying to blast like movies and stuff like that. And where for her it's not so much the background noise, because for me, I tend to be one of those guys that finds a way to fall asleep to background noise. For her, it's the light coming off the screen where she's like, does that have to be a thing? So unfortunately, it's this little clash thing where like I need the sound, but she hates the screen.
I hate
And she hates both. So, but no, she tolerates my nonsense. Right back to you, Angel.
Beatles or Elvis?
Elvis.
Yeah, I would say Elvis too.
I got a message from Michelle Conti. Williams Center, Rutherford, New Jersey. Ticket available. viewcy.com and Eventbrite.
Yep, and tickets
Just want
are
to relay the
$25.
message.
Yep, and tickets are $25, which is a good price to pay. That includes rubbing Steve's head, and you can
Grabbing
take a picture with me if you want.
Ari's ass.
Yeah, we were talking about a naked picture too.
Naked pictures.
Oh, speaking of that, Pornhub or I forgot what it was. Pornhub or OnlyFans.
Pornhub.
No, yeah.
Some girls are fucking not showing shit.
Looking forward to it, man. I can't wait.
I'm about to give you guys a tougher question, and I hate doing this.
No, you don't.
Who do you? Yes,
it's
I
my
do.
boy, it's my boy Jackson. What's up, bro?
Who do you think is the best singer and best frontman of all time? I hate.
And
Answer that
Shatters.
I
For
can
me,
never
it's
pen.
Freddie Mercury.
Oh,
Yeah, huh?
okay.
Yes,
That's
that
good, yeah.
that is the right answer. But Ralph, what do you got to say?
I have a very, very hard time with that. There's so many of them. God. Being that I've done him, being that I've learned him, being that I know all the things that he can do, the talent that he has, the movements that I'm still trying to work on, I would have to say Steven Tyler is one of the most outrageous, wild frontman to me, personally. From the way he sings, the way he acts, the way he talks, everything. So I would definitely say him.
Yeah, it definitely is. That definitely is a great answer for sure. Me personally, I'm totally on Team Ari for that. Like, yeah, dude, like Fred, just all Freddie.
I don't get me wrong. I love Freddie. Don't get me wrong. It's just from my own experience of
course.
The work that had to be put in to do this guy is just unbelievable.
Totally.
You know?
No Steven Tyler.
Right back up to the man upstairs. This guy right there.
Okay, not that this would happen, but if it did, Aerosmith and Guns N' Roses get in a brawl. Who wins?
That's totally a blind question. I know it is. Of course it is.
I want no comment. No comment.
No comment.
No comment. I plead the fifth.
I plead.
Do you guys have any pets, and what are their names?
I plead the fifth of Jack.
Me too.
I have a dog named Missy.
What kind of dog?
Nice. Hound dog.
Oh.
And she lives up to her name.
That's why it's Elvis. That's why it's Elvis.
Yeah.
I had a dog. I had a pit bull.
Mine's a rescue. I had two rescues.
I rescued my pit bull.
Nice.
But sadly,
They scare me a little bit because when they gnaw on your hand, they're like, if they wanted to crush it.
My pit bull was like, she was a big old baby. She was the most friendliest damn dog you could ever meet.
Nice.
Once you started petting her, you just made yourself a new best friend.
She's talking about me.
Oh, Montana.
One thing I learned from being on the road was never turn down a meal. I learned that a long time ago.
I would go there to host a show.
Pick it up, you two.
For cookies and dinner. I would go there just to host a show.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Ari, what?
Female singer.
I'm sorry?
Favorite female singer.
I love Chinese. And I also love Amy Winehouse.
Yeah, she's really good too. I like your picks. That's a good pick, Amy Winehouse.
Yeah, she had an amazing voice.
Yeah, she was really good. I watched something on her and it really changed my head about it. Female.
There's a comment. Check this out.
There's so many of them. I mean, Whitney Houston was a great singer. You know, I would go with Aura. I would go with Amy and Whitney. I'd have to say too. I can never down. There's no best at anything in my mind.
No.
You know, it's hard to really narrow that down.
You know who had great vocals? And she wasn't even rock. See?
No, I saw a show on her. She's very, very talented. Much more than the media ever gave her a chance.
Selena was very talented.
No doubt.
And question, Ralph, you think Josh Freese is an equal drummer to Taylor Hawkins?
Nobody's as best as the original. That's just the way it goes. He's a great drummer, but everyone loves Taylor Hawkins. So he's going to have to earn his respect, basically. You know, he's going to have to earn the respect of the Taylor Hawkins fans. It's like being Axl Rose or being Steven Tyler. We have to earn the respect of the fans from the moment we walk on the stage. You know, so I feel it's the same.
And do you have any mental health advice?
Smoke a lot of weed.
Yes. Right. That I mean, Ari, you'll understand this one, but that's a Brad Lee approved message right there.
Totally.
Well, we
100%.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun when we fly to other states. It gets a little tricky. You make friends, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They just finally legalized it in the state of Maryland.
Yep, fully legal. In
Thank
Maryland.
God.
Oh,
Same in New York, but they're always playing games up here.
Because it's New York.
But
All right, here's a question, not music related. DC or Marvel?
ooh,
I'm not really a fan of like superheroes.
Like supervillain.
I was a Batman fan, so what was Batman on?
I like the old Batman.
What was he on? DC or Marvel? I forget.
DC.
DC. All right, so I'll have to go with DC.
Nice.
Yeah,
Victory for Harley Quinn.
I like the Adam West Batman.
Oh,
with all the cartoon
Yeah.
words that would pop pow and
Yeah. And he will dance.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I like.
The original voice, the reason why I asked is because the original voice of Harley Quinn just recently passed away.
Oh.
From the animated series of Batman, Arlene Sorkin, she passed away at the age of 65. She was the original voice of Harley Quinn. That's how Harley Quinn pretty much became so popular because of this woman.
Wow. Wow.
And I impersonate her voice all the time. You can ask this man right here.
Facts.
What?
See?
What?
That's
Until you thought it was just another bubble-headed plump bimbo.
Yeah, kind of.
But I got news for you. I'm not even a real blonde.
I could have told you that.
I ain't stupid.
Right back to you, Angel, before we get out of whack.
Crow Max or Fugazi?
I don't know who Fugazi is, so I'm going to say Chromax.
Going punk rock with that question.
And I'm going to go with the last question, as we're almost at the 2-hour mark. Vampires or zombies?
Vampires.
Yeah, vampire.
Yeah, vampire. And I like that.
It's unanimous.
Yeah, vampires bite, and I like that. Zombies are just ugly.
Zombies are cute. Oh, that's hilarious. Angel, why don't you go ahead and kick in some question for yourself, my guy?
Well, one of the fans asked the question I was going to ask. So.
Oh, gotcha, bro. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, just wanted to share one just fun story about Ari. Oh, question for Ari. M3 2019, your first time performing. This was when nobody really knew who you were. I mean, what was your preparation like for M3 2019? And how did you feel afterwards?
I mean, I really didn't know what to expect because it was my first time playing M3, and for me, it was all new. I didn't know it was that big. And I remember we played Pennsylvania the night before. So we head to the venue, and I was like, holy shit. This is really big. and then we were like, for me, it's like every venue or every show is the same. I try to give my best. I try to do the best job I can. But the connection with the people was amazing. I feel like everybody was really into the show. And after the show, I remember I went to the crowd and I took pictures with everybody, and
me too.
And we grabbed beers, I mean, it was amazing. And I think from that, the relationship between me and the M3 people was like growing and growing. And now I can say that I have a lot of friends from M3, and I love that.
Yeah, because a funny story. You come on the first song. I didn't know who the hell you were. I didn't know who the singer was going to be. And we were just looking around like the first song. We're like, okay. Then the second song, people were really into it. And me and Max, who used to be on the Metal Summit, we had to do interviews backstage. And we were like, who the fuck was that? It was like, he sounded fucking awesome. I'm like, yeah, we definitely got to get him on. We got to do something, take a picture with him afterwards. So I remember later that night, everybody was just complimenting you, taking pictures with you. And I was like, this is really awesome that everyone's just giving you love. Because, I mean, we didn't know who you were, but you seem to have the crowd by the second song. Because the first song, we were like, okay, sounds okay. But by the second song, the crowd was into you. They were like, wow, who the hell is this? That was like the reaction from the audience at M3 in 2019. Just wanted to share that with you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's always a good time at M3.
Oh, it's always a good time at M3.
For sure. Absolutely. We love us some Ari. We appreciate you so much for being our first guest on the show. But we also love us some Ralph, man, and we appreciate you being on the show as well.
Thank you very much. I appreciate being on it.
Absolutely. Real quick, before we get into our final wraps and stuff like that, real quick, guys, let everybody know where both of you can be found respectively.
Well, if you are on Instagram or Facebook, I'm Ari Kamin. And you also can go to arikamin.com or sonofagundtribute.com and see all the shows we have and everything. So, and also you can go to Steven Adler's social media like Facebook or Instagram to see where I'm playing with Steven.
With me is Last Child, NYC.com. Our bookings are through Sharon Klein Productions.com. You can find me on Facebook at Ralph Martinez, and you can find me on Instagram, RTTM Rocks.
Nice.
Right.
And between the thousands of posts that I post, you can look it up and see Last Child everywhere.
Absolutely,
I'm
man.
really looking forward to the show.
Yes.
So am I, man. So am I.
Absolutely.
So am
Real
I.
quick, so guys, let the fans know where you're playing next week.
At the Williams Center, Rutherford, New Jersey.
On September
Wednesday.
7th.
Oh, excuse me.
Thursday.
Thursday, September 7th. Excuse me. 6:30 p.m. Last Child goes on. We're playing 90-minute set, and I think you guys are playing, let's see, 6:30. We're playing till 8, and you guys are playing 8:30?
Yeah.
To 10, I believe, yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great show. Ollie and me seem to get along real well, and we'll see what we can do about a duet together as well.
That'd be awesome. I want a picture and autograph.
No doubt.
Okay.
No doubt. I do that all the time with all the fans.
Absolutely, 100%. And before we end the segment, just one quick thing I wanted to make the fans aware of as well. For all of you Metal Summoners, for all of you fans that follow the show, who also follow us on social media, if you haven't seen, I just want to address something real quick for the Metal Summit family. If any of you are familiar with the early years of the Metal Summit, we had a sponsor by the name of Twisted Vines. They're very dear friends of the show. They've always been very good to us and always been very supportive of everything we do. Well, the Twisted Vines company is owned and run by a married couple by the names of Saren and Chris. And Chris, unfortunately, untimely lost his father. And there is a GoFundMe currently available for anybody who wants to donate to the cause. Chris and Saren would very much appreciate that. Of course, it's not an obligation, but we do absolutely want to put that on the forefront for anybody who is down to support, just to look out for some very good people. So it's been posted a few times on the Metal Summit Facebook page. Go ahead, check it out. Anything that you guys can do would be very much appreciated, but also at the same time, even a share of that post would go a long way. So Metal Summoners, we appreciate you guys so much. All the fans, we appreciate you guys so much for looking out for some very good people, and Chris and Saren Cadaver for everything that they do with the untimely passing of Chris's father and Saren's father-in-law. So thank you guys so much for looking out for that and giving it some consideration. And thank you so much to Ralph and Ari for being on tonight's episode of the Metal Summit. We can't thank you guys enough, and we always appreciate you guys. Metal Summoners, we appreciate you guys as well all the time. Make sure that you're following Ari and Ralph, like they just said, on their respectful social medias, and make sure that you guys get out to New Jersey and Landis to rock out with Son of a Gun and Last Child as they perform all night for you guys, bringing some Aerosmith flavor, bringing some Guns N' Roses bullets right your way. Thank you guys so much for being a part of the Metal Summit tonight. We really appreciate it. Metal Summoners, fans of Ari, fans of Ralph, fans of both. Make sure you guys are following them. Follow Angel Alamo at Angel Alamo 78 on Instagram, and you can also find him on Facebook. Follow Psycho Steve at The Real Psycho Steve on Instagram and Psycho Steve on Facebook. Bobby Dreyer at BobbyDreyer.com. And you can find me at Just a R&R Junkie on Instagram, and you can find me on Facebook as well. We really, really appreciate Ari for being a consistent guest on the show. And Ralph, we appreciate you being so down for the experience, and you're always welcome, brother. Anytime you want to be on, anytime you got something you want to promote, make sure we know about it, brother, because we're happy to push anything that you guys are doing.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you September 7th at the Williams Center in Rutherford, New Jersey.
Williams
Looking
Center.
forward to it.
Sorry about that. The land is
Thank you, guys.
show
It was
today.
a
The
blast.
Williams Center in Rutherford, New Jersey, 6:30 p.m.
The Williams Center. Absolutely, for sure. Thank you so much, Metal Summoners. We love you guys. Guest announcement over the weekend for next week's episode. We will see you guys in a week. On behalf of Ari Kamin, on behalf of Ralph Martinez, on behalf of Angel and myself, we will see you guys. Have a great weekend. Be good to each other. Horns up, fangs out. We'll see you guys next time. Have a great one. As always, you've been watching the Metal Summit.